Let me say something clearly. Most bad AI output don't happen because the AI is weak. They happen because the prompt is incomplete. Today, we are going to break down the 5 core elements that turn vague prompt into predictable system. Welcome back to TechAutopsy, where we dissect technology instead of hyping it. Here's what usually happens. You give AI half an instruction. AI fills in the gap and then you blame the AI. But guessing is not intelligence, it's risk. So, our job in prompt engineering is to remove guessing. Here's the definition I want you to hold on to for this entire episode. A good prompt is not about length, it's about completeness. If you miss even one, the output degrades. And completeness has 5 parts. We are going to go through each one at a time. These 5 elements act like knobs. Each knob controls a different part of AI behavior. We will go through them slowly because speed here causes confusion. Recent study shows that 75% of AI generated output can be improved significantly with clearly defined prompt, highlighting the essential role of prompt clarity for effective results. The first element is the task. Not help me, not explain something. You have to tell the AI what is the exact action you want to perform. You want to write, compare, summarize, generate, or review. If the task is unclear, everything else collapses. The second element is context, and this one surprises most people. Think about in this way. If you ask a doctor, teacher, and a chef the same question, how do I stay healthy? You will get 3 completely different answers. Not because the question changed, but because who's answering changed. AI works the same way. When you tell it who you are, what you are working on, or who the output is for, the answer transforms. Same task, completely different result. Context is the element most beginners forget, and it's usually why their prompt feel generic. Format is control. When you don't specify format, AI chooses convenience. When you do specify format, hallucinations drop and usability goes up. So you have to specify the desired format for the AI's response. The fourth element is tone, and this is easier to feel than to explain. Imagine the same information written in 2 ways. One version feels like a textbook, the other feels like a friend explaining it over coffee. The facts are identical, but one of them you will actually read. When you specify tone in your prompt, friendly, professional, direct, or encouraging, you are not just changing how it sounds. You are changing whether your audience actually engages with it. A correct answer in the wrong tone still fails. So, the tone influences how your message resonates with audience. Constraints are the safety rails. Word limit, no jargon, only examples. Admit uncertainty. Constraint tell AI where not to go. So constraint help to reduce errors and improve clarity. Here's something worth pausing on. You could write a long prompt, 10 sentence, very detailed, and still get a bad answer. Not because the AI failed, but because one element is missing. Imagine giving someone direction to your house. You give the street name, the landmark, the building color, but forget the city. All that detail becomes useless because of one missing piece. Prompts work the same way. 5 elements, all present, then you will get a reliable and usable output. And if the one goes missing, the AI starts guessing. And guessing is where quality dies. This is why We check all five before we hit send. Let's do some hands-on with a simple everyday example. Imagine you open ChatGPT or Gemini AI and you type just these words. What happens? Each model guesses what you might mean. One gives you life advice, other talks about career and how to focus. None of them are wrong, but none of them are right either because you didn't give them enough to work with. Now, let's apply the five elements we just covered and rewrite the same prompt. After running the same prompt on both the models, the difference is immediate. Focused, useful, ready to act on. The model didn't get smarter. You gave them better instruction. That's the real lesson here. Structure unlocks quality. Let's try a technical example. Don't worry if you are not a developer. The principle is exactly the same. Let's start with a vague prompt. Let's give the same prompt to Gemini. So both models responded, but the answer feel very generic, dictionary style definition. Nothing you couldn't find on Wikipedia. That's not because the models are limited. It's because the question was. Now, watch what changes when we engineer it with the five elements. Now, let's give the same prompt to Gemini. If you observe, the response is tighter, more relevant, and immediately useful. Less background fillers, more of what actually matters to that specific person. Here's what I want you to take away. It doesn't matter whether your topic is sleep tips or software architecture. The five elements work the same way every time. Better input, better output every time. If you remember one thing from this episode, remember this. Bad prompts are incomplete prompts. Before blaming AI, check if all five elements are present. That's episode 3 of TechAutopsy. You now know the five elements. The next step in the next step is learning how to use them together, not just one at a time, to build prompts that work across any topic, any model, and any situations. That's exactly what episode 4 covers. If this helped, hit like and share it with someone who still blames AI for bad answer. They need this more than they know. Subscribe and I will see you in the next autopsy room. Thank you.